Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today, wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. And I got to start with this from Phil at EZA. Nobody talks about this. But one of the XRP ledger's secret strengths is that it's trivial for bank developers to use it. Bosses at banks can understand the code. Traders can understand the code. Every developer in the whole financial industry can, and I can prove it. Coding for the XRP ledger is totally different to other blockchains. It's simple. You don't need to learn any new languages. You can just use the most popular ones everyone already knows, like JavaScript or Python or Java. It's basically just API calls. This makes it way easier to run pilots, get internal adoption, and ultimately institutional buy-in. I'm not making this up. See for yourself in the code snippets. I've screenshot it below. What he's telling you is they made the XRP ledger so easy for people to use, institutions to use, banks to use, that everybody is gonna want to use it. And that's why we will see institutional adoption of the XRP ledger. This comes from Smoke. According to Swift, the banking industry will first have to adopt ISO 222 before it can adopt blockchains for payments. You know, everybody keeps downplaying ISO 222. I don't think they realize the impact this is going to have on the payments industry. Right now, cross-border payments are expensive and slow. This is going to make everything faster and cheaper. The internet is getting an upgrade, Internet of Value, and you see it right here. 1973 Swift MTs, ISO 222, 1999, APIs 2010. Now we're moving into tokenized assets, tokenized currencies and securities, Web3, the Internet of Value. You know, when you ask somebody if they realize that the Internet of Value is coming, they have no idea what you're talking about. But it's already happening. This has been put in motion years ago. And we are about to see ISO go live on the 22nd of this month. I'm surprised that there are surprisingly many Ripple fans who don't know about ISO 222. By the way, don't you feel like it's not really covered much on crypto-related YouTube channels either? I've been covering ISO from day one. I was talking about the cryptocurrencies that are going to be part of ISO 222. Talking about XRP, XLM, XDC, HBAR, IOTA, Algo, ADA, QNT. And then there's going to be even more beyond that. Flare is going to be another one for sure. I know I didn't mention that in that previous video. But these are the cryptocurrencies that can be utilized within ISO messages. People don't understand how big of a deal that is yet, because you could include crypto within the message, within the transaction. That's what's game changing. Now, I'm not going to tell you this is going to happen on day one, but it's something that's going to continue to happen more and more over time. And that's why I think we're going to see gradual increase in the price of these cryptocurrencies. And do you ever wonder why the Bitcoin maxis are always talking about Ripple and XRP? Take a listen to this.
What I will say is this. I don't like investments where you don't know what you own. And when you own XRP, there is no clear, to me, it is not clear what value the token holders will get out of this ecosystem. If you own Ripple company, it is exceedingly clear.
How do you own the Ripple company?
You can't.
Private shares. Well,
Let-
no, they
let-
trade on
let-
Carta.
listen,
They were trading at a $40 billion valuation before this privately on Carta, and there's plenty of people. It's
right.
pre-IPO.
You can do it if you're as rich as you are, Gary. But look, the reality is that if you ask me the point, it's about a valuation point. It's for
Well, I
why
think what I'm
people
learning
buy.
here, though, Dave, like what I'm learning here, what you just said, the audience should really pay attention to. You're saying a guy like me, and maybe I need to start making more trips and being nice to people when they have failed business models. That's not really like me. This business model is really problematic for me. Don't know why they didn't raise $5 billion if it's such a great deal.
I'll tell you why. They don't want to be diluted.
Well, yeah, but the audience needs to understand that for XRP, there are large players buying XRP today for about $1 or $1.20 in a 232 market, and they have a severe. And by the way, if I had that advantage, I would most certainly take it. If they want to sell me that, I will buy 25. I'll sell everything I got right now, just buy XRP and then dump it. I don't know what the constraints on it is, but I just.
But those investors aren't getting liquid XRP.
No, they're not.
Presumably. So you're saying they should do that?
I mean, you could hedge it, I suppose. But
you can most certainly hedge this, dude. Like this would be so easy. Lock in 100% overnight. Anyway, it's just the audience needs to understand there's multiple markets here. It's not, buying big volumes. I've seen discounts. I've not seen a discount like this, and then a bullish story.
Well, the bullish story is important. So I'll tell another story.
I like the way that they don't understand what XRP is. I'm sure all of you understand what XRP is because you own XRP. But take notice, he also talked about investing into Ripple. Then he talked about over-the-counter sales of XRP at cheaper prices. Now, we all know that happens. I mean, that's why I think BlackRock is acquiring XRP, most likely through Coinbase and other solutions in the background. But the reason that the Bitcoin maxis can't stop talking about Ripple and XRP is because it's the biggest threat to Bitcoin. That's what it comes down to. They fear this cryptocurrency because XRP is doing everything that Bitcoin was meant to do, and it just failed at it. Government owns every home as it is. Property tax is the rent paid to the government. Be sure to pay your rent if you want to keep your home. A 50-year mortgage will mean the bank will own your home for 50 years. Bank and state, you will own nothing and be happy. Take notice, now there's talk again of the 50-year mortgage. That means you're going to be paying on your house your entire life. But I think they're doing this to try to solve the housing problem, the real estate issues that are going on in the United States. Most people are already priced out of buying a house. And I always told people in the XRP community, you treat everything in life the way you treat crypto. If you're going to buy a house, you want to buy the bottom of the market. You don't want to buy the top. When everybody's talking about there's not enough houses to go around and everybody's buying, you don't want to be buying then. You want to buy when nobody's buying because that's when you're going to get the best deal. Now, you couple that 50-year mortgage with this right here. No minimum credit score. Sometimes it feels like we never learn from our mistakes. The Great Recession and housing crisis of 2007 was caused in large part by things like this. Fannie Mae removes minimum credit score requirements. So now they're going to approve everyone for a house, and they're going to push them into those 50-year mortgages. Oh, you can't afford this payment? Okay, well, we're just going to push it out even longer, and then this will be your new payment. And Wall Street Apes covered this as well. Average home price in California is $802,000. $802,000 mortgage comparison at 6%. So a 30-year mortgage, monthly payment, $4,811. Total loan cost is $1,731,960. 50-year mortgage, monthly payment, little bit less, $4,226. Total loan cost, $2,535,744. $1,733,744 just in interest. Interest is the problem. And I totally agree with that. We need a different solution to fix the real estate issues. I already know that there's going to be a collapse somewhere. It could be commercial real estate trickling down into residential real estate, or it's going to be that massive liquidity problem that's still looming for the banks. Either way, something is going to break, and we are holding the solution. Bitcoin maxis are not going to like this. Kathy Wood says stablecoin stole Bitcoin's payment use case on CNBC. Take a listen.
Stablecoins are usurping part of the role that we thought Bitcoin would play. So our bullish forecast out there is 1.5 million by 2030. Given what's happening to stablecoins, which are serving emerging markets in a way that we thought Bitcoin would, I think we could take maybe $300,000 off of that bullish case just for stablecoins. So watch that space. Stablecoins are scaling here, I think, much faster than anyone would have expected.
So what she's saying essentially is that stablecoins are stealing Bitcoin's thunder. And we already knew there was a better solution than Bitcoin. I mean, it's slow and it's expensive. It was never going to be adopted all around the world. They're still pushing that narrative after all of this time. But it's going to be a multitude of things. XRP is also going to steal a lot of Bitcoin's momentum. Think about it. XRP right now could be utilized in between two countries. It could make payments in real time for less than a penny. That's game changing. And this was going to happen eventually anyway. Bitcoin was never the solution to the problem. Then there's this, and Bill Morgan pointed out a serious issue here. So it will upgrade by then. Remember the time he said that Bitcoin was the only crypto that is not a security because it could not be modified or amended. Now he's saying it can be upgraded. By whom? Who is the decision maker? So Michael Saylor says Bitcoin's quantum threat is still 10 to 20 years out. By then, Bitcoin will upgrade like everything else. We'll just upgrade the software. He said it, you can't upgrade the software. Now he's wishy-washy again. Why? Because quantum computers are closer than we think. It's not 10 or 20 years out. This is most likely 3 years away. And there's nobody there to upgrade Bitcoin to begin with. Again, it's threat after threat to Bitcoin. I mean, Tether is most likely the biggest issue in the short term because Tether cannot pass MiCA regulations. Every country right now is coming up with regulations that are very similar to MiCA. So how does Tether have a future? When Tether goes down and USDT depegs, it's taking Bitcoin with it, because they've been propping up Bitcoin forever with fake Tether. Are we entering a new phase of crypto adoption, or just another cycle of speculation? I thought this was great. So over the past few months, we've seen renewed optimism across the crypto space, institutional investments, growing DeFi activity, and governments finally exploring CBDCs more seriously. But here's the question. Are we truly witnessing the early stages of mainstream adoption? Or is this just another speculative wave like we saw in 2017 and 2021? Crypto is maturing in many ways. Regulation, better security, and infrastructure. Yet retail sentiment still seems to move largely with price action. What's your take? Are we evolving past the hype phase, or are we destined to repeat the same market psychology until a global shift happens? I think what we're witnessing right now is the early signs of institutional adoption. I think retail is getting frustrated at the same time because crypto is not moving based on all the news that they're hearing. So you see the announcements that this institution is getting involved with crypto and this institution's getting involved and they're adopting this network and that network. But yet the prices are not reflecting that news. So retail is like, okay, there's something wrong here. Am I invested in the wrong cryptocurrency? Of course not. You're invested in the right cryptocurrency. The price just hasn't caught up yet. But crypto is also about to get regulated by the U.S. government. That's going to change things because it's going to separate speculation and utility. It's going to benefit utility-driven cryptocurrencies while it's going to make speculative cryptocurrencies less relevant in the short term. Plus, you're going to see a lot of cryptocurrencies disappear. Meme coins are going to be gone. There's not going to be any more rug pulls going on either. And I think if you're invested in the right cryptocurrency, you will make a lot of money very quick when that happens. In other words, you're going to see the prices of those cryptocurrencies change like an overnight event because the liquidity that's trapped in meme coins and coins that just don't solve any problems in the world, that money's going to shift to what does solve a problem in the real world. So regulations are going to be a double-edged sword. In other words, it's going to make Bitcoin less relevant because it's going to point out that it's actually running on speculation and hype and so on. It's also going to eliminate all the meme coins at the same time, and most likely some cryptocurrencies that people thought were great projects. But in all actuality, they weren't solving any problems. But you're holding the right cryptocurrency when you're holding XRP. And until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.